to have more success and more power in life? Please raise your hands. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And absolutely brilliant, brilliant. I'm so happy. And how many of you would like to cultivate a belief that anything is possible in your life? Please raise your hands. Thank you very much. Okay. So I welcome you all for this power-packed 1-hour talk on the favorite subject of mine called as 10x Holistic Health Booster. Okay. I really want to acknowledge each one of you, because you being present here and you being watching this particular video tells me one thing about you all, that you are among those top 10% of the world's population who invest their valuable time, money and resources to keep on bolstering the most important asset that human beings have, that is their own self. So I really want to acknowledge all those people who are watching the video, and also for the people who are present here in the audience. Okay, because you are among that rare species, the top 10% of the world. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you very much. I appreciate. Thank you very much. Thank you for the kind word. But I really mean it, because this top 10% of the people who continuously keep on investing on themselves, it also has been proven that they achieve 90% of the success. So learning and earning and benefiting in all areas of life go hand to hand. So I wanted to tell you one thing. Can you all please raise your hands, even the people who are there in this thing, turn it around and acknowledge yourself. Give yourself a pat on your back. Thank you very much. I am proud of myself. Tell your name and say that. Yeah. Even the people who are watching this video, I want you to lift your hand, turn it around and acknowledge yourself. Very good. Excellent. And second thing I want you all to do is raise your hand on the side like this, and on my behalf, because as I cannot reach out to all of you, give an acknowledgement to your partner. Say that, good, I'm proud of you, I'm proud of to know you. Friends, those who are watching this video, if you have got somebody who is sitting with you, acknowledge them, who's shown interest in learning, anything, not only this video, any learning. Okay. Friends, what we just did in the last 1 minute is one of the most important attribute of a winner, and one of the important things for us to live a 10x life. Lead a what? 10x life. Okay. That is first and foremost thing for any human being to be really successful, is to acknowledge and accept oneself. The way he is, the way he is not. Let me tell you very frankly, 9 out of 10 human beings don't do that. They keep on cribbing or finding fault in what is not there. They keep on envying somebody else and finding out that, what is not good in us. Remember, wherever the focus goes, energy flows and results manifest. How many of you agree with me? How many of you agree with me? Absolutely. Okay. So when you acknowledge yourself, you have acknowledged and accepted yourself what you are. That's the first step, friends, for achieving 10x growth in any area of your life, including health. How many of you agree with me? Yeah. And second thing which you all did so sportingly was about acknowledging your partner. Okay, this again is a very rare characteristic. Human beings normally try to find out what is not good about others. They blame, complain or criticize others. Whereas when you start learning this habit of acknowledging others, appreciating others, and involving others and having a harmonious relation with other people, that's again a very important step for you to have 10x in your life. How many of you agree with me? Yeah, because today nothing is possible for you to achieve unless until you have a team. You have people who are also supporting you in your mission. So when you are able to achieve that, of getting people together, of making people wanting to be with you, then you have also achieved one more important ingredient for you to have fast and a quantum leap growth of 10x. Okay, so thank you very much for doing that. Friends, in this coming 1 hour, what I plan to cover for you all, because now that you have invested your valuable time, I want to assure you that by the time we complete this particular video, I want each of you to really go back really transformed and having gained something. The person who walked into this particular room will not be the same person who walks out. That's my intention and commitment. That's my absolute intention. Okay, because you have invested your time. And what I intend to cover in the next 1 hour is to first see health in the holistic fashion. Holistic means we are not a physical being. We are a physical being, mental being, emotional being, intellectual being, and a spiritual being. So when you talk about holistic growth, what I'm talking about is the growth in all these 5 dimensions: physical growth, mental growth, emotional growth, intellectual growth, and spiritual growth. So I will share with you my own understanding, my own learning from my teachers, and my own experiences in each of these different dimensions, and how we can take it to the next level. How many of you would be interested in that? Thank you. Thank you. And second, friends, what I wanted to share with you all in this next 1 hour is to make you all make a list of to-dos, which I want you all to follow right from the time you walk out, so that this knowledge, remember, knowledge only when it is acted upon becomes power. So can you repeat that, please? Knowledge becomes power only when it is acted upon. Okay? So what I intend to do is to give you a to-do list in each of these steps, which you can start using it right after this particular lecture. How many of you would like that? Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Now friends, as I shared with you, can I share a little bit about my background as a trainer and as a person who has studied this? Right? Can I? Thank you. Thank you. Now, I've been in this training field for the last 25 years. I've trained more than about 10,000 groups like this. More than 1 lakh people. I've had the opportunity of sharing my thoughts in various subjects across India and abroad. And training for me is a passion. I love this. I love to do what I'm doing. Okay? And I've also had the good fortune of authoring these 3 best-selling books called Unleash Your Potential. It's about how human beings have got unlimited potential and how they can unleash them, which is dormant in most of them, okay, through the various steps. Second one is, as I told you, about jogging for life success. I was a very keen sportsman right from my childhood. I had the opportunity of representing Indian team in basketball, and even now I continue to coach children in basketball, and I continue to play basketball even now. Every weekend I play. Once in a year, for 3 months I spend for coaching children in basketball in Goregaon Sports Club. Okay, so and out of that experience of coaching for the last 15 years, I wrote this book called Jogging for Life Success, which covers many of the points I'll be covering will be from this book called Jogging for Life Success. Okay, some of them are available in Amazon, and third one is called Being Customer Centric. This is a program which we downloaded or facilitate for various corporates across India and abroad. Okay, so friends, these are 3 books which I have written, and these are all my own experiences, learning, which I have learned from a lot of teachers. And today, when we, in this 1 hour also, I'll be taking a lot of inputs from these books. Okay, is it okay with you all? Okay, good. And one more reason why, friends, I do this training is from my own personal, very, very personal side, is from my motherland's point of view. Yeah. As you all know, this motherland of ours was called as what? The Sone Ki Chidiya, right? It was a golden land. Not long ago, 1/3 of the world's economy was contributed by our motherland. How many of you know about that? Yeah. Yeah, not 300 years back. Okay, and the entire world wanted to do business with us. Okay. All over the world, even I know America got discovered by whom? Columbus. Now, as you all know, Columbus wanted to come to which country? To my motherland, right? And he got lost, and America got discovered. How many of you agree with me? How many of you know that?
He saw the Indians there.
Yeah, and he saw the Indians, and they called them as Red Indians because we are brown. He wanted them to be Red Indians. That's how the Red Indians came, the original inhabitants of USA. Okay. Now, friends, you know, we were such a wealthy country that the entire world wanted to do business with us. It's a fact. But unfortunately, then we got dominated by Britishers. And here, let me tell you, in 1834, Lord Macaulay, the then appointed Governor General of India, he made a statement. Okay, before he took over the charge, he says, "I have traveled the length and the breadth of this country. There has been so much of abundance, so much of richness. Not one beggar, not one thief. Okay? We will never ever be able to dominate this country unless and until we break their cultural, educational system and make them believe by losing their self-esteem that everything English is good. If you are able to do that, we will be able to dominate them. Friends, I want to ask you this, did they succeed? Unfortunately, yes. And you know, the place where they actually hit us hard was what? No. Education, of course, this education system, Macaulay totally revamped the system, because he made a system, education system which was used for producing whom? Clerks. They only wanted clerks. Okay. Whereas our education system, Guru Shishya Parampara, was the original system, the most holistic education system, which took care of all these physical, mental, emotional, intellectual and spiritual angle. Okay. They actually hit us hard on our self-esteem. You know, they started believing, you know, everything foreign is good and everything Indian was bad. And I, as a trainer, my friend, it's my mission. The first mission for me as a trainer is to rebuild my countrymen's self-esteem and make them believe that we are second to none in the world. How many of you like that? Yeah? And let me tell you, we Indians here, all of you sitting here in this room, all of you watching this particular video, let me tell you very, very frankly, which is one of the most intelligent races in the world? Which is one of the most intelligent races in the world? Yeah. Let me tell you, normally people talk about Israelis or Germans, but it is one of the intelligent races, Indians. And you know why we are all so intelligent? It is not by accident. Do you go to temple? Do you go to temple? Are you a mandir jate ho? Do you go to temple? You are a, what's your name? Yashwant. Mandir nahi aate kabhi? Aap jate ho na? Occasion jate na? Yeah. Because all of us should go, because praying to Almighty God continuously is very important. I want to ask you, when you go to temple, जब आप कभी अर्चना किए, अर्चना भगवान को आरती किए, जब आप आरती करते हो तो पुजारी क्या मांगता है? दक्षिणा नहीं, दक्षिणा बाद में होता है, उसके पहले करने के पहले क्या मांगता है वो? He asks you for what? Yeah, but you know, when you say that, okay, मेरे को अभिषेक करना है, मुझे आरती उठा ये करना है, और मुझे आज स्पेशल पूजा करना है, he asks you for your Gotra. Absolutely right. Brilliant. Give a big hand to sir. Absolutely for his participation. Gotra. What does Gotra mean for all of us? Gotra means we all have been descendants of some rishi. Okay. And who were rishis? Rishis were masters in what? They were masters in inner engineering. They are masters in meditation. And they had the power to go into your genes and transform them. And that's why, my friends, we Indians are so very intelligent. It's not by accident that we are intelligent. Not by default, absolutely. It's all by engineered. So, you know, I always say this, you know, this is what we wear. Uske upar, what did the Britishers do? They just put a layer to make us believe that we are not good enough. I want all of you to do this, please. Okay? I want now all of us to do this. Close it down. Put this back where it belongs. This is not good. This is what we are. We are among the most intelligent race in the world. Okay? We need to start believing in that. Okay?
Among all the races in the world, India is the only versatile race.
Absolutely, it's true. Yeah. Absolutely. So tell me, who is the CEO of Apple?
Indian.
Who is the CEO of Google? Satya Nadella. Who is the CEO of Apple? No, sorry, not Apple. Microsoft. Satya Nadella. Google. Sundar Pichai. Who is the CEO of Pepsi? Indira Nooyi. Right? So how come all these top corporations have got Indians, as you rightly said? It's not an accident. It's because we are, by birth, very, very intelligent race. And I want you to get present to that, you know. This is a fundamental foundation for 10x in every area of your life, including your health. We need to have that belief, that esteem, the worth of our own self. Okay? And that's exactly is my mission as a trainer. My mission as a trainer is to see that we are able to again rekindle that self-esteem and self-concept which is our due, which was taken away by the, orchestrated by the Britishers. How many of you would be with me on that? Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Now friends, now let me come down to the topic. Okay. As I told you, be human beings. As a human being, you have got how many dimensions in your life? 5. Absolutely. A human being has got 5 dimensions. What are they? Physical. Yeah. Physical is 1. Mental is 2nd. Emotional is 3rd. Intellectual is 4th. And spiritual is 5th. Okay. So I want you to get present to that. When we talk about 10x holistic growth, we have to talk about 10x in almost all areas of life, and it is possible. Okay. Because let me tell you, my friends, let me tell you about this concept of 10x. Okay. This 10x as a concept, I want you to get present to. 10x looks to be, very, very big. And if you as a human being wants to have 10x growth in anything, what have you to change first? The belief. You have to first change your mindset. Let me tell you one more thing, my friends, that you achieve 100% of your mind ceiling. Can you all repeat that, please? You will achieve 100% of your mind ceiling. अगर आपके mind ceiling में ये है कि मैं हर साल 5% ग्रो होऊंगा, तो आपका बिजनेस कितना ग्रो होगा? ओनली 5%. अगर आप बोलोगे नहीं मेरा फिजिकल स्टैमिना है ना, आपका मेरा किस 10% ग्रो हो सकता है. अगर आपका माइंड सीलिंग उतना ही है तो नथिंग कैन टेक यू बियॉन्ड दैट. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू एग्री विद मी? रेज योर हैंड्स. या दैट्स व्हाट इट इज. Yeah, you ask, so you get. Absolutely, that's what is your mindset. That's what is the belief. I want you to get present to this. Like how does this happen? And before we look at 10x growth in holistic health, okay, I want you to get present to this particular diagram which I'm going to do. Okay, these are 2 diagrams. One is your big circle and one is a small circle. Okay, one is a big circle, one is a small circle. So one represents the body, one represents the mind. So which according to you should be the mind, which should be the body? Excellent. All of you are agreed. Thank you very much. So mind is bigger, and the body is smaller because you are what you think. Okay, your mind, your thoughts determine where you go. So this is the mind. So if we talk about this as a mind, mind is divided into 2 portions. What are they? Anybody?
Conscious, subconscious.
Excellent. Conscious and subconscious. Now I want to tell you this. What percentage of mind is conscious? What percentage of mind is subconscious?
8 to 12% is conscious.
Very good. Very good. That means approximately around 10% is conscious, and the rest of this is called as subconscious. Okay. Very good. Excellent. Now I want to ask you, conscious brain is working for what duration of time? Awakened state, absolutely. As long as you are awake, the conscious brain is working. How many of you agree with me? Raise your hands. Thank you. Okay. And subconscious mind? All the time means 24/7, 365 days. So out of these 2 states, conscious mind and subconscious mind, which is more powerful? Absolutely right, subconscious mind. Okay. And I want you to get present to this concept of 10x growth ultimately has to happen where first? At the subconscious mind. That is exactly why I am giving you this background of the science. Okay, like if I want to be physically fit, I want to be mentally 10x fitter. When I want to be emotionally 10x fitter, or I want to be intellectually 10x fitter, if I have to be spiritually 10x growth, first I have to ensure that my subconscious mind believes that. How many of you agree with me? How many of you agree with me? Okay. So let me tell you how this subconscious mind gets programmed. Okay. Now, do you know this? When you are born, when we are all born, okay, all of us were born. Okay, when we came out of our mother's womb, okay, at that point of time, which part of the brain was working? subconscious were working. What about conscious? Conscious was not there, right? Up to the age of around 3 or 4 years, we still don't remember what exactly happened when you were just born. First 2 years, very few people remember. But in those first 2 years, what was working? Subconscious mind was active, and the subconscious mind was being programmed by whom? The environment. Who all were there in the environment? The parents, the relatives, the neighborhood environment. Okay, so remember, the subconscious mind was even being programmed then. That's why many of us, nothing is wrong. You couldn't do it. You couldn't help it. Even when you were, some of us have got a pattern of behavior, which is all reflection of whom? Of those surroundings when we were programmed. That's why, friends, that's why we say that we need to come for training programs and attend with good trainers, because you were programmed then. You were helpless. Okay, but you have a power of doing what? Of reprogramming yourself. Okay, because those incidences, those memories of that subconscious mind is still ruling you. Okay, this subconscious mind is filled with what? Is filled with your is filled with all those your memories, all those your experiences, all those your beliefs. And this is what is determining, my friends, through this your behavior, and that's what is giving you the results. Okay, this is how the entire mechanism flows. So the results is not in the hands of the body, it is in the hands of the mind, and more so in the subconscious mind. Okay, just to give you a small example right now here, experiential. Okay, I want some of you to just come over in the front here, and the last turnout, almost 20 minutes, whatever I explained to you, half an hour, I want you to come and explain. Come. Come again. Who else?
Please. You want to?
Yeah, I want to be.
Come.
Good. Give them a big hand. Give them a big hand. Well done. Well done. Well done. Now, out of this 4 or 5 people, only one person stood up and came. Okay. Why? What was stopping you from coming up first? Huh?
No. What was stopping?
What was stopping you from coming immediately as soon as I said the opportunity? Yes. And this fear or whatever was stopping you or anchoring you to be where you are is from where? From your mind means? From your past. Somewhere in the past, like maybe in the school, when somebody asked you a question like, who is the first Prime Minister of India? You said Indira Gandhi. People laughed. The moment people laughed, you said one thing to yourself. Henceforth, in my life, whenever anybody asks me, I will never, ever get up. You got programmed there. Okay? So your past events, past experiences programs you. Give them a big round of applause. Give them a big round of applause. Well done, well done. I think you deserve a prize. You came. Congratulations. Congratulations. Give them a big round of applause. Give them a round of applause. Good. So this is what is called as a programming. I just give you a small example right now here. Like this, in every event of your life, every moment of your life, somebody is driving you. He is a driver. And the body is only a vehicle in the journey of life. Okay? Your software programming is done by the subconscious mind. So if you want to, first, my friends, the first thing I want to share here is to first change your mind to this possibility that anything is possible. Okay? You as a human being has got infinite potential. This unlimited potential you can unleash whenever you want. All that it requires is you are programming that subconscious mind to believe that anything is possible for my life. Can you all repeat that, please? Yeah. What is possible? Twice louder.
Anything is possible.
Absolutely. Okay. Turn to your partner and tell him. Turn to your partner and tell him anything is possible for my life. If you are and give him a high five and say, I believe it. I believe it. Give a high five. Give a high five. Give a high five. Yeah. I said high five also with a lot of gusto. Yes. Anything is possible for my life. Yeah. Let me tell you very frankly, it's not why I'm asking you to do this. It may appear crazy, but that's one of the mechanisms or one of the means by which you can program your mind. When you do this, you're anchoring it in your subconscious mind, because it will not go that easily, because you have been programmed again and again by so many people. When you were born, my friend, let me tell you, I was just giving a small talk before this, before I came down for this talk. Your environment, when you were born, you were all instilled with an unnatural emotion called as what? Fear. Absolutely, it's an unnatural emotion. You were injected with that. According to the recent science, it was said that a child, before he gets to the age of 7, is said, no, don't do this, 1.45 lakh times. How many times? 1.45 lakh times he is said, don't do this. This is not good for you. And because of which the child gets programmed into living within a comfort zone. He doesn't want to take any risk. He is so much fueled with fear that everybody of us are insecure. How many of you agree with me? Raise your hands. Yeah. It has happened not because you were born with those fear. This has been injected. What's the word? Injected into each one of us. Okay. That unnatural emotion. So what you need to do now for you to become powerful, all-encompassing thing, you need to consciously break through that unnatural emotion. Yeah, one more thing which is important is your limiting beliefs, the beliefs which has been put into you. Okay, this is what possible. This is not possible. All of us have been programmed to say that we are all mediocre people. What's the word? You can't achieve extraordinary results. You are not masters. Your objective in this world is to survive. What's the word? Not to thrive. This is the programming which has been done to all of us. And if you are thinking about a 10x growth, what you need to do is, you need to first erase or reprogram your subconscious mind with this thought that anything is possible for your life. Okay? So can you please again turn to your partner, give him a high five, say, boss, anything is possible in my life. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That is the first thing which you need to do. Because once if you have this in your place, then maybe we can move on to the holistic well-being in all areas of life, including health. Is it clear? This is what is called as a paradigm, or this what is called the way the mind has been programmed. Okay. Now, friends, let me come down to this first topic. Okay. Physical. Now, talking about physical. Okay. Now, let's see the different holistic dimensions of a human being. First one is physical. Okay. As a physical level, I want you to get present to this. Okay. We all have this body. Okay. I want you to get the context for this body. This body is a vehicle in the journey of life. Okay. And this vehicle determines the quality of your life that you live. How many of you agree with me? Yeah. If you keep this body well, if you feed it with good food, the right food, if you give it rest, and if you also especially one important thing which many of us forget is, if you breathe well, then you are physically fit. Breathing. So I want to ask you this, without food, how much time can you live? How long can you live?
8 to 9 months.
8 to 9? Yeah, there are Jain Munis who have been able to live for 8 to 9 months also. Average, I would say about 3 to 4 months, maybe. Now I would ask you this, without breathing, what is the maximum a human being can survive? Yeah, the world record is 3 minutes. World record. So out of between food and between eating and breathing, which is more important? Breathing. Let me also give you one more shocking revelation, which says that most of the human beings use less than 20% of the lung capacity. So we are all breathing very shallow. 80% of your lung capacity is still not utilized. And as I said, breathing is the most important function of a body. Yeah? That much amount of capacity is there, but it is being not utilized. Okay. So that I would like to first touch upon, for you to be physically fit, I want you all to get present to breathing well. Okay. The 3 words I want you all to repeat it loudly and enthusiastically. Okay. Whenever you breathe, breathe slowly, fully and smoothly. So can you repeat that please?
Yeah.
Slowly, fully and smoothly. Okay, very, very important, because many times what most of us are breathing is very superficial. Whereas you're supposed to be breathing. That's what our ancient sages, through the practice of technology of pranayama, pranayama, expansion of prana, okay, is what they taught us. Anybody here does pranayama? Yeah, very good. Because pranayama gives you the benefit of breathing fully and comprehensively. Let me, friends, give you something very interesting data. Are you interested?
Yes, sir.
The living beings in this world, scientifically proven that their lifespan depends upon the number of breaths that they take. Okay? If you see a dog, how does the dog breathe? It breathes about 80 times a minute. How many times? So lifespan of a dog is about 10 to 12 years. Okay? If you see a horse, it also pants. Okay? It breathes about 30 times a minute. Lifespan of a horse is about 30 years. If you see an elephant, massive animal, mammal, okay, which again breathes about 20 times a minute. Again, the 100 years is a lifespan. You know a tortoise? Tortoise breathes about 5 times a minute, and its lifespan is around 500 years. Okay. You know snake, especially sea snakes, you know what rate at which they breathe every minute? About 1 or 2 times a minute. And what's the lifespan of a snake? It's about 1,000 years. 1,000 years. Now I would ask you this. Now let's come down to human species. Human species are supposed to breathe between 12 to 15 times a minute. And our lifespan is supposed to be 160 years. How many years? 160 years. That's what is your normal lifespan. That you are supposed to, you have been built, structured, designed to live. But हम लोग कितने दिन रहते हैं? 70 years. Now it's come to 70 years. That's 40 years, about 30-40 years back. Why? Because of our wrong way of breathing. Because physically we get disseminated because of our wrong habits, mainly wrong breathing. That's why they say when you do pranayama well, your breathing rate is about less than 3 minutes or 3 times a minute. That's how your life goes up. You feel more energetic when you do a pranayama. Okay. So friends, the physical aspect I wanted to emphasize on the breathing first. Of course, the second one is equally important, is about your heating. Okay. Normally what happens is, food we eat for what? To get energy, right? Get energy. But normally when you eat, especially, let me give you a small example, on a Sunday afternoon, when we are at home, okay, and our family members cook beautiful, what happens after you eat food? And what happens after that? You feel like going to sleep immediately. Why? You are supposed to be eating the food for energizing, but here what happened? It leads to sedation. Why? So that food which you have eaten, did it give you energy or did it take away energy? It has taken away energy. That's why all the blood has to go to a stomach to digest it. Because you have eaten all the wrong food. You have eaten all those cooked, unhealthy food, because of which the body has to have all the blood flow towards it to digest it. On the other hand, have you all sometimes just eaten fruits? Like just before this class, I didn't have lunch, but I just had a apple. And I feel energetic. I'm not feeling why? Because uncooked food, natural food gives you energy. How many of you agree with me? Yeah. So that again has got a direct relation with your physical fitness. So friends, I would say 50% of your food should be natural, uncooked food. 50% can be others. I wouldn't say no 100% because we have a taste bud, unfortunately, which always craves for something very, very tasty. Yeah, don't go all out, but 50. But if you are not well, I would say natural food is like medicines. If you go 100%, if you're not well, within a matter of 7 to 15 days, your health will come back to normal. That's the power of natural food. Natural food can be equated to medicines. Equated to what? Medicines. Okay.
When the person is sick, they ask to do that fast and use only 2
Yes, absolutely. Because your physical body, let me tell you one more thing. Human body has got a humongous power to regenerate itself, recreate itself, regenerate itself. It's a miracle. This human body that we have received is a miracle. Okay, all that you need to do is give it the right environment, and it can regenerate itself very, very easily. Okay? But sometimes in the modern world, the physical dimension especially, we are really spoiling our health by ingesting it with all those poisons. Okay? And third aspect I want to touch upon in this physical wealth is about your exercise. Okay? See, one more thing about this physical body, my friend, is it can take care of you, but it cannot take care of itself. Okay? So, now in a day, if you can spend 1 hour just giving this body some exercise and taking care of it, then this body can take care of you for the next 23 hours. So I want all of you to resolve this. For you to take your holistic well-being to 10x, commit yourself to at least spending 1 hour for your physical fitness. Do some form of exercise. Go for a walk, go for a jog, go for a little bit of a stretching exercise. Okay? Go to a gym, go for a run. But 1 hour, if you can give this body the exercise, physical exercise in the proper form, I promise you this body will take care of it. How many of you agree with me? How many of you commit with me that from today you would commit yourself to spending 1 hour every day for your physical fitness? Even the people who are watching this video, I want you all to commit to me today as your coach that you will spend at least 1 hour, okay, giving this physical body of yours the exercise required for it to remain healthy. Okay, is it promise? Okay, but I promise you, if you can take care of these 3 things, yeah, resolution. Okay, commit to yourself. Okay, don't break it. Your breathing, your food, and your exercise. If you can take care of it well, I promise you. How many of you agree with me that 10x physical health growth is possible? How many of you agree with me? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, this is the first thing I want to touch upon. Now, second thing I want to touch upon, my friend, is about the mental. Okay, the mental growth. See, when you talk about mental, mind is made up of what? Mind is made up of images, thoughts. Brilliant. Thoughts are nothing but the fluctuations in your state of your consciousness. Okay?
Is a sum total of the experiences of the 5 senses.
Absolutely.
And I said 6 senses, if you include ATS terms.
Right. Now, basically from the 5 senses, okay, whatever impulses come into your body, ultimately it gets manifested in the form of thoughts. So ultimately, mind is nothing but by thoughts. Okay. So if you want to have mental health, so what you should have? Good thoughts, positive thoughts. Let me also give you some more statistics about this mental health. Do you know how many thoughts do you get in a day? 60 to 70,000 thoughts you get in a day. As you rightly said, from the 5 senses. Okay, you get to various impulses. You get into those thoughts. Out of this 60,000 thoughts, do you know how many of them are positive, how many of them are negative?
I think maybe a
Majority
few
are
are
negative.
Huh? Yeah.
very few are positive.
Incidentally, it is about 90% of your thoughts are negative and repetition. Only 10% of the thoughts are positive. Okay, this is which was the actual truth, because the environment in which you are is normally giving you all those negative thoughts. The moment in the early morning you wake up and you read newspapers. So what type of thoughts do you get? You start a TV. What happens?
The best time to read the newspaper is in
Right. So what happens when you start the TV? Again, breaking news. It breaks you. Right. So these are all the negative inputs. You talk to anybody. अरे आपका धंधा कैसे चल रहा है? चल रहा है. Even if he is doing very very well, still the language, lingo is again very negative. So friends, we are having this bombardment of cynicism and resignation from the world around. How many of you agree with me? Yeah. So you need to ensure that you are able to manage this. And do you know this? God has given us the power to manage these thoughts. Because at any given instant, how many thoughts can you have? At a given instant, how many thoughts can you have? Only one, absolutely. Only one thought you can have. Okay, that's how God has designed us. But unfortunately, we have lost that power over our thought. When I ask you this question, do you have thoughts or thoughts have you? What would be your answer? Do you have thoughts or thoughts have you?
I think thoughts have us.
Thoughts have us, unfortunately. That's because you have lost total control over your...
Show mind on it.
Absolutely. It's because you have totally lost control over your mental faculty. Okay. Thoughts just sweep you away. No, thoughts just sweep you away from your thought. You have plans, you have a resolution. Get up in the morning and go for exercise. Night when you sleep up in the morning, as soon as the alarm rings, put it off. Because the other thoughts have taken you away. I've got a busy day, I can't do this, blah, 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 blah. You're out. Okay. So my friends, I wanted to ask you this. That's where the power of a technology which our ancestors gave to this world, which is meditation. Absolutely. Give a big hand of applause. Absolutely right. Brilliant. Absolutely. It's meditation. Meditation is the best way in which you can have a control over thought. Let me give you a small example. No? Like the power of meditation is this way. Okay? Like for example, when I want to give you an analogy. Okay? Can I? Like just imagine you're sitting in a class and you got various periods. The first period, mathematics teacher comes, okay, and he is giving you all the equation, x plus y, okay, square is equal to x square plus 2xy plus y square, okay. And after this lady goes away, you have a next class of geography, okay, where he talks about some chart paper, okay, some maps. Bombay is here, Chennai is here, okay. After that, you got somebody comes over and talks about some history, okay, where some more names are written there. Okay, so this is date and all the dates and birth. When was Taj Mahal made? When was Akbar became the Akbar the Great? Blah blah blah. All those things. So this is your mind. Okay. Now, when your mind has got so many things here, for you to really absorb whatever is being exposed to you, what is required? Concentration. Okay. Like ideally, what should have happened? Like, after the mathematics got over, somebody should have erased this. Then the geography. Then after this came, it should have gone. Then after the history goes, somebody should. So this particular duster is equal to the power of meditation. Meditation clears your mind. It is like this duster. And because it clears your mind, what happens to you? Whatever the learning becomes better. How many of you agree with me? Absolutely. Okay. So friends, for you to have a 10x growth in terms of your mind, you need to have something to manage your thoughts, something to clear your mind. The best form, which has been today acknowledged world over by everybody, is meditation or silence, inner silence. If you have an inner silence where thoughts does not disturb you, and you are able to manage or not being weaned away by your thoughts, then you are on the right path. How many of you agree with me? Good. How many of you know about meditation? Anybody? How many of you practice meditation? Good. Do that. Don't leave it. You may learn this technology, but if you're not using it, then it may not be of any use to you. Okay? So if you want to really have a 10x holistic growth in terms of your mind, the best technology is meditation. The more silence you go into, okay, apart from this daily, at least twice or thrice a day you sit for 15-20 minutes. Sometimes, in a month you should go out into a retreat, silent retreat, where you are only with the nature, where you are able to really stop the fluttering of your mind and be with nature. I promise you, you would find that your mental health takes on to the next level, 10x level. How many of you agree with me? Yeah, absolutely. So that's about the mental health. Now let's come down to the one more important thing which we have talked about, is, what's the word? Emotion. Yeah. But let me tell you, we human beings are a highly emotional being. How many of you agree with me? Yeah. We are emotional being. Okay. That's why, something which has happened to you when you were 2 years old, somebody has told you something, even today you remember, am I right? Somebody has told you something hurt you, you're still carrying that. 100 other things must have happened, but still you remember it. We sometimes remember stories better than facts. How many of you agree with me? A story sunne ko maza aata hai. Okay, but you may not remember the facts. Why? Because stories are laced with emotions. And all of them, this emotion is basically where? Which part of the brain?
I think it's the heart and the brain and the mind.
Which part of the brain? Mind. Conscious or subconscious?
I think.
The subconscious. Emotions, memories, experience.
Emotion is the way the heart thinks.
Absolutely. Emotion comes from the heart, and from the brain it's the more of a logical thinking. And emotion are all there stored up in the form of memories, in terms of events, in terms of your interpretations of whatever events that has happened in your life. So it's all there in the subconscious. And that's why we are emotional beings. Most of our decisions are not rational. It's all emotional. Okay? So we are emotional people. And you have to be able to manage your emotion. Emotion is energy in motion. Okay? Energy in motion. Okay? Again, we are all 99.9% in energy. Okay? So if you are able to manage this energy properly. Yeah. Emotional quotient is more important than IQ. Yeah. Because energy is more important than intelligence. Okay. So friends, emotion has to be managed. And there are basically two emotions which is predominant. One is called as, what is it? And one is called as, what's the word? Fear. Second one is love. Absolutely. These are the two primordial emotion that human beings have. Fear or love. Whatever you do out of fear leads to what type of emotion? Negative emotion. And whatever you do with love, what comes out?
It's not negative.
It's not negative. It is positive. It is positive. It is progressive. How many of you agree with me? Raise your hands. Thank you. Okay. So these are the two basic things. So if you can address this two emotions, if you can eliminate this negative emotion of fear from your life and fill your life with love emotions, what will happen to your life? You become an emotionally very stable person. Okay? Because today, for success in any area of your life, you require emotional stability and adaptability. Both of them come from EQ, what is as you rightly said. EQ is more important than IQ today. Okay? You may be talented and brilliant, but if you don't have the right emotional balance, you maybe not be successful in life. Okay, and as I told you in the beginning, fear is basically what? Is it a natural emotion or a natural emotion? Sorry, it's an unnatural emotion. Okay, it's an injected emotion by the environment or surrounding. When you were born, you didn't have fear. Child would go and put a hand on this thing also. But then the environment says, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. And because of that, this fear gets engulfed. As I told you, before the age of 6, a child is said 1.46 lakh times, don't do this, don't do this. Okay? And because of which it gets confined to its comfort zone. Let me tell you one more thing, my friends, that human beings are basically motivated to have security and comfort. What's the word?
Security.
They want security and comfort, okay, by natural instinct.
That should become the way of life.
Absolutely. But whenever you are in security or comfort, what will not happen? You will not grow. There's no growth. Only when you go beyond your comfort zone, when you go beyond your security zone, that's where, when you leave your comfort zone, you come to the zone called as creative zone. What's the word? Creative zone. And in the creative zone is where you get to stretch yourself and become more powerful. How many of you agree with me? Turn to your partner, give him a high five, say, boss, I'm going to be in the creative zone. Those who are watching the video, you also can give a high five. Somebody sitting by the side, say, I'm going to be in the, I can't hear you, creative zone. Okay, that's where you will be able to go out of the fear. Because fear is nothing but false evidence appearing real. Fear is nothing but an imaginary pain. It's an imaginary anticipated pain. Okay, it's not a real pain. It's an imaginary anticipated pain. And the fear is maximum just before you take an action. And the moment you take an action, what happens to the fear? Fear is gone. Dar ke aage? I can't hear you. Jeet hai. Okay, so that's how the fear has to be. So in life, whatever area you are afraid of, do that. And you will start seeing how your progress goes up. Okay. Second is love. In fact, if you can fill your your life with love. Love, my friends, as I said, you can remember as CRRK. What's the word? RRK. Okay. Love means caring, respecting, responsible, and knowledge. So can you all please repeat it? Care, respect, responsible, and knowledge. Okay. These are the 4 ingredients or subcomponents of love. Whenever in life, my friends, if you use love energy, which is a divine energy, it's a godly energy, you automatically see that it will lead you to progress and excellence. Like for example, if you love your work, whatever you do, if you do it with a lot of care, a lot of respect, a lot of responsibility, a lot of knowledge, what happens to that? You'll achieve success. When you do love energy to your family, what happens to them? If you care for them, respect them, responsible towards them, knowledgeable towards them, what will happen to them? You'll feel
It's a happy family.
happy family. Okay, so everything moves progressively forward when you use love energy. Okay. So friends, these are the 2 emotions I want you to get present, because when you have fear, you have insecurity, you have anger, you have hatred, you have jealousy, you have envy, all the negative emotions. The root is fear. If you see love, compassion, caring, respecting, forgiveness, gratitude, all of them have got what? Love as a base. So friends, for emotional 10x growth, I want you all to get present to reduce fear from your life and enhance love from your life. Okay, does it make sense? Okay, so consciously do it. The more, once you become aware about this concept, consciously work. As I told you in the morning, you make a goal that today I am going to be more caring, respecting, responsible, and knowledgeable about everything that I do. Automatically, what will happen? Wherever I go, I want to spread love. Automatically, you will see that your life becomes effortless. Your life becomes progressive. Because you get what you give. When I give care to you, all of you, when I give love to all of you, what am I going to get back? you're going to get back the same. On the other hand, if you give the manifestation of fear, when I give hatred, when I give insecurity, when I give envy, when I give jealousy, same thing there, back again. This is the law of nature, right? So friends, this is the third part we have covered about emotional thing. Okay? So till now we have covered what all? Physical, mental and emotional. Okay. Now let's come down to the fourth dimension, which is also equally important, which I want you to get present to. Okay. Which I really want you to understand and yes, here it is. Yeah, don't worry. We have abundance. Intellectual. So coming down to intellectual. Okay. Intellect. Remember, intellect is that part of the mind which has got discriminatory power. Okay. Intellect is called buddhi. What's the word? Buddhi. Okay, buddhi. Buddhi is developable. You can develop it. Our ancient saints used to say कि आप बुद्धि को मन के पीछे जासूस बना के रखना. Okay. So that मन क्या करेगा? मन भटकेगा. मन लाचार है. मन को जो भी सेंसेस से आएगा वो करने के पीछे वो प्लेजर सीकर है. Okay. Whereas intellect is a person who will stop, who will discriminate, who will filter, who will help you to choose right between right and wrong, good and bad, forwarding and descending. Okay. So intellect is buddhi hai, that discriminatory power of the mind which enables you to choose the right thing for your life.
This is from the conscious mind or again from the subconscious?
This intellect will come from the conscious mind. From the conscious mind. It is a component of the, it has to reason, it has to filter, it has to discriminate, it has to evaluate, and it has to help you choose.
And then set it up.
And then accordingly help you choose an action. Because ultimately, as I said, ultimately whatever you choose, uska parinam aapko hona hi hai. So this intellectual sharpness is very, very important. Okay. So you need to continuously keep on sharpening this intellect, or as we say in our बुद्धि. Okay, बुद्धि को अगर आपको sharpen करना है, so friends, here what you need to continuously remember is you can have buddhi, right? Okay, so here if you work it up, how can you do this? There are three things which I want you to get. It's called as reflection, introspection and contemplation. Okay, अगर ये आप consciously करते जाओगे, आप रिफ्लेक्ट करोगे कि वो दोस्त मैंने ये मेरा सिचुएशन था, इसमें मैंने ये एक्शन लिया था, ये चॉइस लिया, इसका ये परिणाम हुआ. Past, on the basis of past, so that you can, from that understanding, you can continuously keep on sharpening your
Forward, backward, backward.
You're sharpening what? You're sharpening your intellect. Okay. Then you have the chances of contemplation also. किसी ने, like for example, you have all come for this particular talk. You don't have to believe me. What you need to do is to think over what I have said in your own life, because remember, truth retold is a lie. जब तक आप उसको अनुभव नहीं करोगे, तब तक that doesn't become a truth for you. So you need to contemplate and introspect. Okay, Dr. Arunagiri is saying this. Dr. Arunagiri is saying this. Is it true for me? Put it into practice. Evaluate it from your own life angle. Check it out. And then take a decision. Okay, and when you do this, automatically what you're developing? You're developing your intellect, and your intellect becomes your friend. The more sharpened it is, the better will be your decision and better will be your life. Because some of the people, they say, no, that's why learning is growing. Introspection and contemplation. Okay, so in fact, one exercise I would like to share with you all. Every day night, what you do is, before you go to bed, retire to bed 5 minutes before. Sleep on your bed, keep your eyes open and think back the entire day, how it has gone. What time you got up, okay, what step you did. Then you interacted with some people. Did you interact with them well or didn't do well? Okay, so somebody gave you a cup of tea, it didn't have enough sugar. You shouted at them. You could have said, "Hey boss, I made a mistake. He has given me a cup of tea. I should have been thankful to him. I could have handled the situation better. Because said, okay, no sugar leke aa jao, main dal deta hu. Or I could have gone and got a sugar. So like that, each event in my life of that day, if I can keep on reflecting back and learning, checking out whether it was the right decision or whether it was the wrong action. And by virtue of that, you can keep on correcting yourself. It has been known that once you correct yourself, next time when you are taking the decision, automatically that old reflection will help you to take a better decision. This is the power of reflection, contemplation and introspection. It is said that maybe first when you start doing it, you may not be able to go up beyond 11 o'clock AM. Then next day you will see that okay, you are going to 2 o'clock, because you are now not repeating the same old skirmishes. Then automatically when you keep on improving, then over a period of time, this will enable you to live your life with more effortless ease. I mean, if you agree with me. Yeah, this is the power of intellect. This is the way of sharpening your intellect. One more way is attending such seminars where you are learning something new. Okay? Because what I am sharing is not my sharing. I have learned from some masters, some teachers. I am sharing that wisdom with you. You can learn that, contemplate over it, implement it in your life and move forward. Similarly, reading books. Because these books are nothing but what? They are the frozen thoughts of great people. So from that frozen thoughts, from those important thoughts, you can get to reflect on your life, introspect, contemplate and take a better decisions. So these are all some of the habits which enables you to keep on sharpening your intellect, and thereby ensuring that you are moving up in life, and thereby you can grow it 10x depending upon how much effort that you put in your life. Okay. So friends, what all we covered till now? First one was physical, mental, emotional, intellectual, and now we come down to the last one, which is a very, very important one, is called as the spiritual thing. But here I want to tell you one thing, that we are not physical beings with a spiritual experience. We are actually
spiritual beings in a physical body.
We are spiritual being having a physical experience. Okay? Because ultimately we are not the body. We are not the mind. We are actually the soul. This body is only a body bag. It is only a costume which we have got. Today it is there, after maybe about 30-40 years it may not be there. It will go back to the earth. Okay? So you can't identify yourself with this body. The moment if you only identify with this body, you will have a lot of pain. Because this is a withering thing. This is going to keep on changing. Enjoy it as long as it is there. Keep it well. It's mortal. It's immortal. It's impermanent. What's the word? It is impermanent. The entire world is impermanent. But only thing which is immortal is your spirit. Even your mind is basically a conceptual being which comes from the various 5 stimulus. Okay, that again is not who you are. Who you are is a spirit inside, and that spirit is there in all of us. Okay, and that's all one common thing. Okay, everybody of us has got the same spirit. Actually, when you do anything with love, your spirit happens to what? Spirit does it expands, and if you do anything with fear or the negative emotion, what happens to spirit? It contracts. Absolutely. So remember, anything which expands is what you as a human being is supposed to be doing. Okay? And if you can, and one of the best way of expanding that spirit is to go within. So remember, externally, you can't achieve everything. You can't achieve the infinite, which is what all of our craving is. We have a craving to achieve the infinite. आज एक घर है, कल 10 घर हो गया, 20 घर हो गया, 50 घर हो गया, फिर भी किसी को शांत नहीं होता है. Okay. Alexander the Great, he achieved जब मरा goodbye. So externally you can't achieve infinite, but you can achieve the infinite by going within and being with your spirit. And that's what everybody. This awareness has to be there. One of my masters, one of my teachers, Mr. Apurish Acharya, says very beautifully, जब ये जागृति होती है, it's called awakening. Okay, then you need to keep on purgation जाना पड़ता है, where you are able to stop yourself from being attracted by the external attractions. Okay, Enjoy life. Not that you don't enjoy life. Enjoy life, but remember that they are impermanent. They are impermanent. Okay. Usko attach mat ho jao. Okay. Then suddenly when you keep on purgation, after the awakening, purgation, then when you suddenly will have some illumination, suddenly you will realize, you will come in touch with the Almighty. Okay. And the last step is called unification. You have to get one with the universal energy. Okay. So awakening, I'm sure the very fact that all of you are here, those people who are watching the video, you all are awakened, otherwise you would not be watching these type of videos. You're awakened being. Now you need to purgation. Purgation means stop your attraction or attachment to the worldly things. Enjoy them, not that, enjoy them, but don't get attached to them. Okay. Automatically when you keep on purgation with both living and non-living things, let me tell you this, because remember they are all impermanent. And then when you keep on doing that, suddenly you will get an illumination. And that illumination, when you go deeper and deeper, you will get a unification. And unification is what is our goal of every human being. Okay. So friends, if you continue to keep on doing these doables on a continuous basis, I'm sure, how many of you agree with me, that you will be able to achieve 10x holistic well-being. Okay. So let us in summary do it again. First thing what we saw was the physical well-being. How would you take care of your physical well-being? Food, exercise, and your breathing. Okay. How would you breathe? Breathe in slowly, fully and smoothly. Eat natural food. Exercise at least 1 hour a day. Okay. Thereby keeping your energy high. Okay. That's the first thing. Second one was mind. How would you manage your mind to a 10x growth? Meditation. Meditation is very important. Do meditation. Go into silence retreat. Okay. Thereby you will be able to become a witness to your thoughts. You have thoughts. Thoughts don't have you. Okay. Third one is emotional. How would you manage and have a 10x growth in terms of emotion? Decrease fear and increase love. Okay. Ensure that you are able to eliminate fear, insecurity, hatred, envy, jealousy from your mind. Automatically keep on increasing your use of love. Be a love as a noun, not as a verb. Okay, you are a personification of love. Wherever you go you give care, respect, responsibility and knowledge. Okay, that's how you grow your emotional well-being to 10x. Next one is intellect. How would you develop your intellect 10x person? By introspection, by reflection or by contemplation. Okay, constantly keep on sharpening that so that your intellect is able to help choose the right thoughts. Okay, and one more thing which is important, there is the conscience. Listen to the conscience, because conscience always will guide you rightly. It's also a part of a intellectual dimension. Okay, keep on doing that. And as I shared with you that in the night before going to sleep, think about your entire day's event and check out, reflect. Was it right? Was it not right? Okay, check yourself, correct yourself, and slowly you will see that your intellect becomes very, very sharp. And last dimension, my friend, is about spiritual well-being. Remember, we are all spiritual being with a physical existence or experience, not the other way around. And spirit is always craving for love, because expansive. And the fourth step which I said was what? First is awakening, which is all awakening. Remember this, that we are spiritual beings, not physical beings. That itself is an first awakening. We are not the body, we are not the mind, we are a no body, we are a spirit. And after that, do what? Purgation. How do you do purgation? Remember impermanence about things, both living and non-living. Even your other members, don't get attached to your people so much that the moment thought of losing them would make you feel the negative emotions. Remember, they are there, enjoy with them, love them. Okay, but at the same time, remember that they are impermanent. Okay, so have the purgation towards both living and non-living things outside. The third one is illumination. You start seeing the spark of the Almighty God, the universal energy. Okay, and then when you keep on progressing on that path, you will achieve, you will merge with the entity, which is what is the basic objective or the purpose of a human life. Okay, friends? So it was a real pleasure talking to all of you. Even those people who are watching this video, I want you to really work on each of these dimensions: the physical dimension, the mental dimension, the emotional dimension, the intellectual dimension, and the spiritual dimension. And I promise you, when we keep on growing, we as human beings can achieve the true purpose of human life, to be one with the Almighty. Thank you, and God bless. Thank you.